The words hit me like a fist to the chest. I'm filing for divorce. Give me space. I could feel the room shrink around me, the walls pressing in with a suffocating weight I hadn't known existed. My hands trembled as I set down my coffee, bitter and cold, just like the knot forming in my stomach. For years, I had believed we were invincible, untouchable, a team. But now, with those 3 simple sentences, everything I thought I knew about us began to unravel. I forced a calm smile, the kind that fools strangers but never yourself. Perfect, I said. Take all the space you need. My voice was steady, but inside it was chaos, raw, jagged, unrelenting. I didn't chase her. I didn't beg. Instead, I did what I've always done when life tried to break me. I planned. The next morning, I started noticing things I'd ignored before. The faint scent of a perfume that wasn't hers lingering on the living room couch, the unexplained late nights she'd been taking, the hushed tones during phone calls she tried to shield from me. At first, I doubted myself. Maybe I was imagining it. Maybe the years of comfort had dulled my senses. But the gnawing suspicion in my gut refused to relent. By the second day, I decided to act. I started quietly tracking patterns, checking timestamps, and asking innocuous questions that she deflected with a laugh or a sigh. Each deflection was like a small shard of glass in my chest. She was always so charming, so convincing in her lies. But charm is only effective until someone is paying attention, and I was paying in a way I hadn't before. Then, 2 days later, the call came. Her lawyer. I had been expecting a legal formality, a dry conversation about assets and schedules. But the voice on the other end carried a weight I wasn't ready for. Mr. Harris, the lawyer said, I'm calling on behalf of Mrs. Harris. There are complications regarding the divorce. I held my breath. Complications? My heart thudded with a mix of dread and curiosity. She's involved with someone else, the lawyer continued, careful, almost rehearsed. We have evidence that affects custody and financial considerations. The line went silent for a moment, and I could hear my own pulse in my ears. My stomach dropped. It wasn't just divorce. It was betrayal. Every late night, every whispered phone call, every defensively casual smile, they weren't coincidences. They were threads of a tapestry I had refused to see until now. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I simply listened and let the words settle over me like ice. And then something surprising happened. Anger, deep, precise burning, replaced the initial shock. My hands clenched into fists, not in violence, but in determination. The life I had built, the man I had been, didn't vanish just because she decided to unravel it. I spent the next hours quietly documenting everything, securing proof, collecting evidence not out of spite but necessity. It was methodical, almost clinical, and with every step, the pain dulled just slightly, replaced by clarity. This wasn't the end of me. It was the unveiling of reality. When I confronted her, it wasn't with rage, though the urge pulsed in my veins. Instead, I looked her in the eyes and said, calmly, I know everything. Her face paled, her mask faltering for the first time. There were no excuses she could offer, no words to repair the years of trust she had shredded. And in that moment, I realized something essential. The heartbreak was hers too, though different. Mine was betrayal. Hers was exposure. We were both prisoners of a truth neither wanted to face, but only one of us could reclaim control. I walked away, not with despair, but with resolve. The house, the memories, the life we built together, they didn't vanish. They became a foundation for the man I was becoming. I wasn't the same, but I was sharper, awake, and undeniably free from a life built on lies. A week later, her lawyer called again, but this time it was just paperwork, signatures, finality. There was no anger left in my voice, only quiet authority. I had been blindsided. Yes, I had been hurt, absolutely. But in the clarity of truth, I found something stronger than love, stronger than pain, self-respect. As I hung up, I looked out the window at the city skyline. The sun was setting, painting everything in amber and gold. I breathed in the air deeply, letting it fill the emptiness she left behind, not as a wound, but as space for growth, for freedom, for the man I had been waiting to become. And for the first time since that fateful morning, I smiled. Because even in betrayal, life moves forward, and so did I, unbroken, wiser, and unapologetically myself.